I think you have something to add to that.
Yeah, what I was going to say was, for the manufacturers and the specification guys and these sales guys, I mean, this was really our time to shine. And if you weren't polished, and if you didn't know what you were talking about, and if your technology was not up to date, and you didn't have a good webcam or good sound or good anything like that, you were going to be left in the dark. And every time, yeah, literally. And every time I did a webinar, I considered it my own little production, my own little Netflix special, and this is what I was going to do. And you know, the designer's time is money, and if I'm going to ask them for 35 minutes of their time, you know, I'm going to make sure that they have the most out of it, right? And it's going to be the most informative, and it's going to be quick and fun and easy for them. So, but what I wanted to ask was it would have, I think, and I'm asking Sakina, Regina, I think it would have been harder for manufacturers without an initial relationship with you guys to get some time for you guys, correct? So the manufacturers and the clients and the people who already had the existing relationships, I think, benefited a lot more during this time, right? Because it was personal. Like when I was reaching out personally. It's not like you can call an office and cold call and ask the reception to talk to, you know, the head lighting designer or, you know, the head, because nobody was there, right? Nobody was in the office. So, yeah.
For me, I'm going to make my my answer quite brief because I think we need to move on to the next topic. I would actually say no. I find that the amount of communication I've had from people that I have never met in my life before is quite, I should say, tripled in volume. And I think as myself, just as a human being and not a lighting designer, I do appreciate that these people have a much more difficult time trying to go out and meeting new people. So I try to make time for that. But going back on what every single panelist has said, it is so difficult now to know when to stop working. So I kind of allocate my communication time to kind of earlier in the morning because, and I mean, this communication is on LinkedIn, it's on really random WhatsApp messages, it's on email. I almost had a heart attack the other day when I opened my email and I had over 800 emails, you know, and I think 200 of them were from people that I'd never heard of before. But I understand that they sit there and they're like, well, they have targets. Our targets have changed because of COVID. And so their targets have changed. And I think the way that I've had to deal with people has also changed.